We are back in the shed for another video. First of all, I want to thank everybody who commented on the last video, the Caldina video, doing the time belt on it. Thank you for all your support. I didn't think it was the video you were going to enjoy, but that's what you enjoy. I'm delighted. And yeah, now we've got lots more to come. So I'm in the shed. It's very, very early on a Saturday morning, and it was a very, very late Friday night before that. And I'll do a little montage in a second of the mess that I'm looking at. But yeah, I had a friend's van here with an absolute stinker of a list for DOE, so I had a load of work to do with that, and he gave me a hand with the van. So do I go as far as recording your day-to-day general maintenance on vans and cars? I don't know, let me know in the comments. But he was under pressure to get that van ready for DOE, so I had to take all the cars out of the shed. I had to throw the works wheels back at the Caldina, put 3 wheel studs on each corner and just throw it outside to get that job done. And we got it done. But now I need to clean the shed, which I will show you a montage now in a second. And clean the shed, get it back to normal, get the Caldina back in the lift. And we will get the Avensis back into the shed now. And I'm going to have the Avensis on Caldina beside each other so I can swap bits over and back to get the Caldina to a point where I can send that to test, and then we'll do the reverse of that, where we take all the bits off the Caldina, put them on the Avensis to get the Avensis through the test. These days are really, really cold. I do have my Nile Goes Drifting hoodies merchandise in stock, and they're all on sale to allow for a new design coming this year, but they're all on sale at €20 posted to your door. So for the cold days, you need a hoodie, do DM me and I'll get you sorted one of the Nile Goes Drifting hoodies to keep you warm in these cold days. There you go. It's all nice having a lovely shade and everything, but when the pressure's on and you're busy, yeah, shed is like an absolute bomb site. So I need to clean all this up. The SP Tools toolbox was incredibly busy last night. It's in a complete mess, and we broke our first tool in the SP toolbox as well. So I need to get on to Brendan and SP Tools Ireland to replace that, our own fault. But yeah, we need to get that replaced because I need to keep that toolbox fully stocked up and everything ready to go. So our 1/2 inch T45 broken. So these will break if you put them on the end of a bar, quite a long bar. They will break. So I don't think any tool in the world would be able to cope with being on the end of a big bar. But lucky enough, every tool has its own unique part number. So I'll ring Brendan SP Tools Ireland and I'll say I want SP23145 and get one of these sent out and get my set back to normal. Okay, don't do time lapse of me trying to get this place back to normal. SP toolbox all stocked up again, all the tools clean, put back in. That's a good job. Charging up some of my batteries for my SP tool guns. Everybody always compliments me on the floor. Looks a really, really good job. The floor is a really good job if you have a shed where you're going to store cars, clean, detail, that sort of end of work. The floor would be absolutely perfect. In terms of mechanicking and routing, this is what we were left to deal with. Yeah, it's very bad. The rust and dirt, and then you might have a little bit of water, a little bit of oil spill, and then it all gets trampled into the ground and it gets walked around everywhere. Yeah, it turns out to be quite messy, very messy. So what I'm finding, what I have to do basically every time we finish with a car is what you've seen in the time lapse: go around, muck out all the cardboard, all the old scrap, everything out of the shed, stock the toolbox back up. Just going to sweep this floor, and then I'm going to have to mop it. So as you know yourself, keeping the house clean is one thing, but when you have to go to that levels to keep your garage mint, yeah, it takes a lot of effort, but it's you've got to do it, because I think if you let it go for 1 week without doing anything, it'd take you a week to get the whole thing cleaned back up again. But I don't know if there's any even tips on cleaning the floor. If you could let me know in the comments if there is an easier way. But at the minute, what I'm finding is sweep it up, clean up all the dirt, organise the whole shed, and then final job is to start mopping, and mop from back to front and just leave it off to dry, and then start again. So yeah, so while I'm in the middle of that, I also bought this during the week. Yes, I know it's Parkside, and yes, I know it's Lidl, and it's a gasless MIG welder. You're probably going to tell me in the comments that it's absolute horse shit, and it probably is, but I just wanted to see if it was any way good that you needed to weld the bar onto one of the drift cars or make a small weld on something. It might just be the one to get you out, even if you have a broken exhaust or something. I just said, take a chance on it. It was €99, so what is the worst possibly that could happen for €99? I'm going to unbox it and put it all together and see if it actually welds. Not take very long at all, but I have a brake disc here. I wonder will it actually weld the brake disc. Oh well. Got the welder set up. I was trying on a brake disc, but it wasn't really working, so got a bit of steel pipe here, clean off the area and see how it welds. I have been playing around a little bit with the settings, just in terms of wire speed and stuff, but yeah, let's try it again, see. I'm not really sure about that weld. She is doing a bit, but like, in terms of like welding a bar or something, I don't know. But I'm going to turn it up full belt and see what it does there. Ah, that's better. Right. So, pretty impressive. So I have to have it fully turned up, basically. get a proper weld on it. Yeah, look, it's handy little tool for 99 quid to have around the shed. I think it's very handy. Very, very impressed with that now. Look, it'll definitely, someday if I'm stuck for a wee bit of welding, definitely do the job. Don't know if I'd go into it. I definitely won't be advertising to do welding now, but definitely if I need something put together, definitely this is going to do the job. The Parkside welder for €99. I'm going to give it the thumbs up. Tell me in the comments if you bought this and it didn't work, or it doesn't weld. Let me know. But from the bits of welds that I've done there, that is a big thick chunk of metal, but I'm excited to get using this, and I may have a little bit of welding to do on the Toyota Avensis out there, so I'm definitely going to try and use this to do that welding. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you've bought one of these and if it's shit, good, or handy to have around the place. Right, enough playing with the welder. I need to get back to cleaning the shed. Okay. Whew. Right, we've all swept up, and as you can see, the floor looks absolutely destroyed. Actually, it looks a lot worse through the phone than it is in real life. But I've it all swept, and yes, it does look really messy. But the Caldina has to come back in. I have to put a radiator in it, and we're going to have to adjust all the suspension and put on the Avensis wheels and stuff like that. So that's going to get a whole lot messy, and I'm literally going to start doing that now. So I can't see any point in washing this floor to wreck it in the space of a half an hour. So I'm going to leave it dirty, but I have all the heavy stuff swept off the floor, and I am going to get yeah, the camera makes that floor look so much worse, and this way it doesn't look as bad. So maybe my camera is a little bit dirty. Yeah, I'm thinking G101. I think if you had some G101 hot water and give it a good mopping and dry it afterwards, I'd say it'll come out pretty good. So I need to get my hands on some G101. Get on to William and Autosmart, he might help me out there, get me 5 litres of that G101, and it'd be handy to have in the shed for cleaning the floor, and also a bit for maybe spraying on wheels of normal cars or that when you're cleaning them. But right, okay, let's get this Caldina back into the shed, back on the lift, and try and get this job finished and get it another couple of steps closer to NCT. Yeah, it's never that simple. Let's just pull the Caldina back into the shed, but the battery's dead. So I haven't been driving in quite a while. So once the battery gets charged and gets going, it's all right. But I bought one of these little no-go booster packs, and don't think the Caldina likes that. But yeah, I bought one of them booster packs, and I've used it. So there is a serious alarm on this car, but yeah, I bought the booster pack and I've used it like 20 times already. I showed you this, but yeah, I've all this ripped, and I might have showed you I got this steering wheel. The Drift Games lads gave me this steering wheel, but this steering wheel is not for this car. So the plug for the airbag doesn't match the plug for the car, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm thinking maybe The Avensis might have the same one, I don't know, but anyway, booster pack on straight away. So yeah, I've all this ripped apart. Needed to try and sort something with this, and also in behind the clocks I found some broken wires and fixed one of the broken wires, and the airbag light came back on. So there has been some trickery going on in there as well, so that I need to sort out. But yeah, the Norco booster is a great tool. Very handy to have. That's that. And then we go to this girl, because I need to take this girl into the shed as well. And I don't have a key for it. Right. So we'll get this one in first, and then we're going to find the key for the other one. And swap some wheels around. At least I'll have two of them in the shed, save me walking in and out all the time. This is the other Toyota. Those of you who know me personally would know that I'm a massive fan of the Avensis, lads, and the Carinas. But the Carinas got so scarce, I moved on and I got myself an Avensis. But then when I seen the Caldina, I have the best of both worlds. I love this car, absolutely love it. It does need its work too. I've had this for 2 or 3 years now, but it's not too bad. The boot is gone. The boot is, you can see daylight down there. It is, so there's a bit of welding to be done down there. Also, some smart friends of mine put the VTR turbo on her, but yeah, there's little bits of damage on it. Somebody unfortunately danced on the roof at some stage and sunroof wasn't working. That's another story, but I'll do another video on this. If you want to see another video on this, there's a bit of damage on the front as well that I've took the grill out because the bonnet is damaged, and bumper. If you want to see more on this, do let me know. Like, it is going to be a vintage car one day. Still has the sticker on the back of it. Tiger Reardon Motors, Ashburn, Dublin. So, like, somebody probably grew up going to school in this Toyota. But really soft spot for that car. So we're going to use this car now to grab some parts off it to put onto the Caldina. These wheels, I have new tyres on most of these, so this will be 100%. And look, they won't look out of place on the Caldina either, so I'll be using them wheels, raising it up. And I'm in a bit of a pickle. I ordered parts off a man in Tipperary. I won't mention his name, but he has Carinas, Toyotas, and he's offering lads resprays on cars. I bought 2 window regs and a wiper linkage off him in November, and I gave him €150, paid him up front, and it is now February, and excuses after excuses after excuses, and lies, waiting on the parts. It is only €150, but it is very annoying to know that there is people out there doing that. And I have got hundreds of messages, not hundreds, sorry. I have got at least 10 messages from 10 different people who have been stung by the same man. I'm not going to give up on it, but I'm not going to mention a name, but it is disheartening, and I'm going to keep at it though. Probably giving you enough to know who it is. And if you have been caught by this man before, do message me and let me know how you got on with that situation. My question is, the Caldina, my question is, do you have Carinas for parts, or do you have Avensis for parts, or do you know somebody who has parts for Carinas and Avensis? I would really like to talk to you. I thought this man that I bought the parts off seemed to be very fair and very helpful, and then it just all went down south. So if you know anybody that has parts for Toyotas, Carinas, Avensis, do let me know, DM me. So I do really need parts. I need a full front for an Avensis, and I need the window regs and stuff because I'm not going to get them off this person. But yeah, enough for that rant. It's very annoying, but you just got to keep going, keep working. Next day, and yeah, do you know when you get a phone call and you say, will you do a small job for me, or will you have a look at this, or will you have a look at that? And yeah, that's how my day turned out yesterday. It turned out to like 3 or 4 different jobs, checking cars for NCT, putting on tyres, and doing all that kinds of stuff. Even trying to start a 1958 Massey Ferguson TVO. So yeah, that's how hectic, it's just out of control it does get. So anyway, it's the next day, we're back in the shed. This video is going to get a little bit long, so I don't want to dive into anything too serious in this video, but I'm going to get set up in this video for the next one. So as you've seen, the Caldina is back in. I'm going to put the Caldina on the lift, get the wheels off the Caldina, and get the wheels off the Avensis. And then I'm going to put the wheels off the Caldina onto the Avensis, just to keep it rolling and be able to get it rolling out of the shed. So that's my job today. Get the wheels off the Avensis and do a switcheroo, basically. And then it means when I have all the suspension then in the next vlog, I'll be adjusting the suspension, getting the right heights, getting respectable heights for NCT. And I am going to do a brake line in underneath, so that'll be the next vlog. Also, the next vlog then is trying to sort out the steering wheel and all that mess that's in behind the dash of the car as well. But anyway, that's what's coming up. But let's get to work on what I'm at here at the minute. Well, you've probably seen from that time lapse that some plans just do not work. So, yes, the wheels off the Avensis will fit the Caldina absolutely lovely. We just took off our little spigot rings for the allies, but they'll fit. They'll do the job for NCT. But the problem is now, I can't put the works wheels on the Avensis because the works wheels don't fit the Avensis. Yes. Wheel pattern size, fine. Shock, no. She is sitting absolutely butt tight to the shock, so yeah. Looks like I'm gonna have to pull the Avensis out, put it on axle stands, and or come up with some other wheel solution. So I think the only reason them works that's fitting this Caldina is the coilover. I'd say that is the only reason. So yeah, actually while I am looking at that, I'm going to spray that now and get that well oiled up for the next episode of Caldinas. Get that sprayed up, but okay, undo what I've done, and yeah, that ruins that plan. So let's undo what I've done and see where we're at then. That just does actually look cool on them wheels though. The power of comments on YouTube. I really do enjoy everybody commenting and reading them all. And somebody actually mentioned about this, that the Carinas had an anti-roll bar, and that's why on the rear of the Caldina it has this bracket for a roll bar. And just reminded me now, when I took the wheels off the Avensis has a rear anti-roll bar in it. So that coilover, BC coilover, would probably fit the Avensis. Yeah, so this is probably your first time seeing the Avensis. As you can see, the Avensis has a couple of little breathing holes in it, and is quite, I wouldn't say completely rusty, but just a little bit scabby. So that's all to be done on this car. But anyway, where is my wheel? Put that back on and put the Avensis outside. So these coilovers, quite crusty and quite possibly seized. So I'm going to use the Innotech. So Innotech is a company based in Ireland, and they are now supplying all your multi-spray 1000s, decarbonizer foams, window cleaner, tire shines, all that sort of stuff. Innotech, you're gonna look them up on Instagram actually. Innotech supplied us with a lot of products to try out in the garage, and to be fair, they haven't let me down yet. They do brake cleaner as well, brake cleaner, and they do like also a can for like freezing nuts, seized nuts and stuff like that. A huge range of products basically. And Innotech are going to be coming to the Niall Goes Drifting shed one day when we do actually get something organised with all their products to hopefully test out on the Caldina and everything you need to have in your shed to free up your coilovers, hopefully. You can actually see the Innotech multi-spray. I've sprayed it on here and it's literally lifting the dirt off the coilover. Clean threads. I've never actually seen it doing that before now, but it's exactly what you want to see. Right, that's all four corners oiled up, and they're oiled up for the next vlog, which will be next Sunday night at 8 p.m. We're going to raise this thing up. We're going to make it look like a monster truck. I'm going to try and figure out if I'm going to either put this on axle stands outside, but you always like to have a car moving. Nothing worse than seeing a car sitting in an axle stand, because when you see a car sitting in an axle stand, you're afraid it might never come off it. So I'd like to have something to put in that to keep that rolling. And we'll get this raised up. I want to do the brake line in it. I need to order a radiator because the radiator is leaking. Try and fix an oil leak, and put back some of the covers and guards around where I was working on the time belt, and fix the mess inside with the steering wheel. So also the previous owner of the Caldina was messaging me, very nice man, and told me a lot of stuff about the Caldina, but I'll tell you more about that on the next vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. It wasn't just, I know everybody enjoyed the mechanical side of it, but you can't just, sometimes it's just the way it goes. Things don't work out, and we just got to keep working on getting around them things. But I hope you enjoyed the vlog. Make sure to comment. I'll give you a comment back, and if you want some Niall Goes Drifting merchandise, do hit me up on Instagram or Facebook. Send me a message. I'll throw it in the post for you and get you a hoodie, because the weather is looking pretty cold and the sheds are pretty cold. So get a hoodie, keep you warm, and we'll see you on the next one.